today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The good news is that the winds aren't as violent as they were yesterday in Chicago, but it's still pretty darn cold. To be expected, I guess, for December football at Soldier Field. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store. Between the Green Bay Packers, a lane opens here. He's past the 30. And the Chicago Bears. Well, here comes the Bears offense led out by their new man in charge here in 2020. Of course, a former Super Bowl MVP in Nick Foles.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, but as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. David Montgomery, the target out of the backfield. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Foles. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 11 yards there, first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Foles. The open man is Westbrook.
Complete to D.D. Westbrook.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
3rd and 4.
Now Foles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And it's a fumble. And the Packers pick it up. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Now we see the Packers coming out, their first drive on offense, and at the helm, as always, their 8-time Pro Bowl quarterback in his 16th season now, Aaron Rodgers.
You know what I did in pregame? I made sure I touched him as he went by. I want a little bit of what he's got.
The golden arm from last week.
Oh, how much fun was that to watch that game tape, all right? The number of touchdowns, what was that, 5 last week?
Yeah.
But 0 interceptions. So you think he's due to throw a pick? But I'm betting he continues the streak in this game.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
A loss of 12 yards.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go. And this will be caught at the 30. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Patterson on the return. The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. On 2nd down now. It's Montgomery. Finds an opening past the 40. And finally down at the 41-yard line.
A tackle by Jeremy Chin. 16 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Here's Foles. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Here's Ginn. A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
A big play like that looks familiar, doesn't it? Like we saw a week ago, reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Nothing wrong with being explosive, nothing wrong with being electric, nothing wrong with carrying it over from the previous week off to a really, really hot start.
1st down.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be complete to Dillon. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
1st and goal.
And a nice gain at 21 yards. And again, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown.
Complete.
Davante Adams with touchdown number 29, 2 short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Packers add on to their lead.
Good.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Running room at the 50. Look out. Cordero Patterson on the loose.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
Foles. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Packers pick it up. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or 2 shy of midfield.
Fumble on the play.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused, because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Khalil Mack racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
It's 2nd down.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers looking deep for Adams. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10.
Rodgers.
And they get this all the way inside Chicago's 10.
1st
A
and
big play there, Rodgers to Adams. 58 yards. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers taking it in. And the Packers add 6 to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now, he can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Bears take over 1st and 10.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field.
The ball comes out, and the Packers pick it up. And they're 2-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Touchdown, Packers!
Complete to Devontae.
Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will make it into the end zone. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You'd better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 25-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Patterson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Za'Darius Smith, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now it's Ginn. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Davante Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. And as we look at the tape, he's getting close to 200 yards. Think he can smell it?
He can not only smell it, he can probably count it. And he's looking to get there and beyond it. But right now, what we're seeing, a lot of junk defenses like in basketball when you're trying to stop a leading scorer and they just have no answers for him right now. Whatever you're throwing out there, he's going right through it.
Now they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. And he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats, but what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And right
I just
now,
said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Crosby with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And Patterson will not return it. It comes out to the 25. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game.
And he lost the football. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. They don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
The 15-yard line.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll complete this one to Patterson. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Now a hit and Foles loses the football. It's out.
Aaron Rodgers sacked.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, Cairo Santos on now for the Bears field goal.
32-yard attempt.
And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. As we find ourselves in Week 17, he's already well over the 1,000-yard mark. So there's no pressure there. We'll just see where this final tally ends.
And I love what you just talked about there. There's no pressure. There's pride, right? So the higher he can take that number and rank with his peers, everyone wants to be number 1. He wants to post that number like a good golfer, right? Post the best score and go to the clubhouse and kick back and see if anyone can match it.
Well, and he's the go-to guy here out wide. We'll see what they can do with him in this game. Defensively, they have a big challenge on their hands. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. And that one results in 35 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now Rodgers. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here, we do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
And the route is on here in this first half. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And here back onto the field comes Jimmy Graham. He's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season, but you read the local paper this morning. There was no talk of that mark. They interviewed him, and he wasn't talking about 1,000 yards. The old cliche focused on this game. If he has a big one, might be able to get the win and the 1,000 yards.
Seems like he just wants to let it come to him, right, as opposed to trying to force it. That's probably the right idea and the right attitude. So game situation, play calling will dictate things. Now, how does he get there once he tries to get hot? Formations, route running, trying to get mismatches for him, different types of routes he will run downfield, short, medium, long. All those things will come into play as he tries to get to that magical number.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down.
Kenny Clark in on the stop. A loss of 2 yards. It's 4th down.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time.
And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
Cairo Santos set to
The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
their own 28-yard line.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And these guys locked into that #1 seed. That's been a foregone conclusion for a while now. The question on everyone's mind, can they finish the regular season a perfect 16-0?
And it all comes back to philosophy of the organization, philosophy of the head coach, and, of course, the locker room itself. What do the players want to do? And I think what most teams would do in this situation is approach it, let's win every game, but let's be smart about doing it. So it doesn't mean that they're going to go all out if, indeed, they do need to rest a few people.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Brought down at the 35-yard line.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. It's caught. Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and it didn't do it very often.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He was tackled.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers going deep for Diggs. This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Touchdown, Green Bay.
Stephon Diggs. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Packers continue to roll. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
1st and 10 at their own.
So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
11.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Packers pick it up.
Pass complete.
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case, wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake in the ball.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And left side here, it's Graham. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And Jimmy Graham, of course, a guy who has been around a while. Been with New Orleans, Seattle, and most recently with Aaron Rodgers and these Green Bay Packers the last 2 seasons. Had 93 catches in a Packer uniform and went over 1,000 yards combined in those 2 years as well. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
The Bears on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He completes it to Westbrook. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
57's the mark. Watch 57. Let's go, defense. Out of time. It's out of time.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
58, the mark. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Right over there. Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Let's go, D.
Foles with a throw caught by the tight end, Kmet. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Foles on target there to Robinson. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 24-yard line. Foles on target to Robinson for the Chicago 1st. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Foles. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Graham. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. To throw again on 2nd down. Foles. This will be caught just inside the 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. They'll look to throw again. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had shown it.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee. Maybe. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now it's Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds.
Julio Jones.
It's a big play there for Green Bay. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught.
Rodgers.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's another 1st down as they look his way again and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Now Crosby for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard.
The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get, that first wild card.
And oh, he coughed it up, and the Packers pick it up. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Recovered by Green Bay.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. On play action, now Rodgers. Looking downfield for Jones. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Rodgers looking to throw. This will be caught at about the 5.
Rodgers pass.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
They're going to run for it with Jones. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go.
Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out. And this is going to be Packer football.
Aaron Rodgers sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered by Green Bay.
Rodgers now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Intended for Devontae Adams.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. Little insult to injury here late in the game. And this one, a 41-yard attempt. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Packers, they've indeed run the table here on the regular season. They finished